Hey guys, we're back at the Gfinity Summer Masters. I'm sat here, of course, with one of the players, AT Gaming's uThermal, and definitely an explosive series for you there, it has to be said. You're out of the tournament now, of course, but not before taking MyuNgSiK to 3 games, and we had some, well, rather crazy strategies in all 3, to be perfectly honest. Was it always your plan to showcase some of the best cheese in the tournament in your series, or did that kind of come on the fly for you?
Well, a long time ago I stopped, I realized for myself, I was always playing macro. I used to be a bit of a cheeser in 2013, and then in 2015 I was only playing macro, and I realized my results were not that great, so I was like, okay, next tournament I'm just gonna cheese everyone. And I didn't have these 3 builds set, but when I vetoed with MyuNgSiK, I got the 3 maps I had cheeses on. Those are literally the only 3 maps that I had cheeses on, so I was like, okay, let's do it. So then I rolled out the 3 cheeses, and I think I could have won, but it didn't work out as well as I expected. So.
All right, well, game 1 we all know about. Absolutely no scout, managing to get the barracks in the main base. Talk to me about games 2 and 3. Was there any point in games 2 and 3 where you were like, actually, I could have won this. I just needed to do this thing slightly differently, and I would have got into semifinals. Did you feel that at any point?
Well, in game 2 on Moonlight, I think if I proxied the factory closer and flew it into his base, I would have won for sure.
Oh, with the Widow Mine stuck outside.
Yeah, because there was no way he could have defended it. That build is actually pretty imba if you play against it for the first time. It's a build Lilikanen always did. I tried it a bit on the ladder, and everyone was like, "Oh, calm down, Lilikanen." But it's a pretty good build. I mean, I can kind of spoil it now since Heart of the Swarm is over, but it's a really good build. But yeah, I usually do it on Terraform.
Right.
But I did the cheesiest build of them all on that map with the proxy racks. So I was like, because that build is like a free win if they don't scout it. It's like that build is literally a gamble. If they scout it, there's no way you can ever win. And if they don't scout it, there's no way they can win. So I was like, I'll start off with that. That's a good way to start. And then I did it on Moonlight, and I kind of forgot about the rocks. I didn't even think he would kill them, because usually I don't play that map. So I'm not sure how Protoss usually play. So yeah, if I proxied the factory closer, I would have won. And in game 3 on Dash, it was kind of close. But I think it was because he played kind of poorly that game, because he had a builder to win. If they go Oracle, you can't do anything, because you don't have anything at home. So it was close because he made a lot of mistakes in his micro and stuff. But yeah, game 3 was never really winnable for me, I think. So in my eyes, I could have won 2-0, but not 2-1.
Well, we're now moving, of course, forward past the tournament into BlizzCon. Before I talk about that, we're of course sat here at the moment. The second semi-final isn't even over. We haven't played a finals yet. Was there any particular player that you were supporting after you went out where you were like, this guy's going all the way? Were you supporting MyuNgSiK because he beat you? Or is there someone in particular that you're looking to try and win the tournament here?
Well, I was rooting for the foreigners, of course. So, actually I was rooting for Psionic the most, because MyuLord already has a lot of results, and Psionic is a good friend of mine, so I was like, it's cool if Psionic wins, And actually I thought he would do a lot better against MyuLord. I think he didn't play to the best of his abilities. I think he could have won, but it went as he went. So now, after that, I'm just rooting for MyuLord to win the finals.
Do you think his chances are good in the final?
It's a hard one, because playing against a Korean in TVT is not really a possible thing.
And just to clarify, we don't know what the result is yet. It could be Keen or MyuNgSiK.
Yeah, so as a European player against Korean TVT, it's just ridiculous. It's probably the matchup with the biggest skill disparity out of all of them between foreigners and Koreans. So even Keen not being one of the best Koreans, it's still pretty impossible to beat him as a foreigner. So I think MyuLord has a better chance against MyuNgSiK than Keen, especially because MyuNgSiK hasn't really impressed me so far. I think he's going to be in a disadvantage in both series, but it's probably about 40-60 against MyuNgSiK and maybe 25-75 against Keen.
Fair enough. So we're looking ahead to BlizzCon now, of course, and there are a lot of good Terran players there. The GSL semi-finals are on, and you were mentioning how you're a bit of a Maru fan as well. Looking ahead to BlizzCon, are you tipping Maru to win the whole thing?
No, I don't think so. It's probably the winner is probably going to be one of the new era heroes, like CJ Biel or maybe even CJ Hero, one of those probably. But my favorite players there are Maru and Dream. Both have fallen off a bit. Maru is still in the round of 4, of the GSL, so anything could happen. Of course, somewhere deep inside me, live winning it all would be really exciting, because just the story, you know, like twice in a row, and yeah, that's quite exciting. But yeah, I think my favorites are not gonna win this time, but I would be rooting for Mario and Dream, and of course you have the foreigner Lilbao. But yeah, for foreigners at BlizzCon, I don't really care, because everyone's like, oh, foreigners gonna be at BlizzCon, you know, but still, like, I don't think foreigners have a lot of business at BlizzCon. You know, just to be honest, like, I think Lilbao could win one round if he gets like Hydra or pulled or something. I know he's not gonna get those, but those are his chances, like, to get one of the foreign Koreans. But most likely he's just gonna lose in the first round and the hype's gonna die. But I will still be rooting for him, but I don't really believe in any good foreign results at BlizzCon. So.
And then looking ahead to Legacy as well. Of course, we're going to be swapping straight after BlizzCon. Do you think the order at the top is going to be switched up a lot? We'll see a lot of names that we didn't previously see winning tournaments now coming back and make, or even new faces that we've never seen before? Or do you think, because after BlizzCon we're all transitioning at once, actually the top's going to stay relatively stable? Any thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of going to be similar to like the ESF and Caspa thing. Like the players who have been practicing Legacy of the Void for a long time will be good at like the very start, and then eventually the better players will just catch up. So at first you have like the foreigners like Bly and Nighthand who are practicing really hard right now. They will be good for like the first month or few months, and then the better players will just catch up, and then like after maybe 3 months, so you know, February 2016, it should be the same again as now.
Well, fair enough. Thanks very much for sitting down with me. And unfortunately, we're not going to see more games from you in the tournament, but you gave us arguably the most entertaining games yesterday, so thank you for that. Anything you want to say, of course, to the fans that maybe don't see you in front of the camera quite as often, and what you want to say to them, and when you're coming back as well after your mini break, if you're coming back to Legacy of the Void?
Yeah, well, I'm always one of those players that never really tends to give up, so even though fans might think you know, he hasn't made it, he couldn't make it to WCS, he didn't get too far in Gfinity, maybe he's going to give up. It's not like that. Always just keep practicing and always motivated to show good results. So keep cheering for me. I really appreciate it. And for now I'll be taking a break. It's probably the perfect time to take a break, since Legacy of the Void is, you know, the Switch and stuff like that. So I'll be taking a break for about 2 months, and I'll be back to you know, get those good tournament results again. So don't lose faith in me.
All right, you heard it here first, guys. AT Gaming's uThermal taking a little bit of a break at the moment. We'll be back for Legacy. Thank you very much for sitting down and chatting, guys. We'll be back with more content from the Gfinity StarCraft Masters in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.